captain's log. The impossible has happened. From directly ahead, we're picking up a recorded distress signal. The call letters of a vessel which has been missing for over 2 centuries. What happened to it out there? Is this some warning they've left behind?
Bridge to briefing lounge. Object is now within tractor beam range. 1 meter in diameter.
Not large enough even for a lifeboat.
Lock onto it, Mr. Kelso. Old-style ship recorder.
We destroyed the ship in this case. Burnt, pitted.
We'll feed it through Mr. Spock's computer.
Yes, sir.
Put all decks on the alert. Screen on.
Approaching Galaxy Edge, sir.
Neutralize warp, Mr. Mitchell. Hold this position. This is the captain speaking. The object we encountered is a ship's disaster recorder, apparently ejected from the SS Valiant almost 200 years ago. We hope to learn from the recorder what the Valiant was doing here and what destroyed the vessel. All decks, stand by.
Department head, sir, is Dr. Dana, who joined the ship at the Aldebaran colony.
Psychiatry, Captain. My assignment is to study crew reaction in emergency conditions.
Getting something from the recorder now. The Valiant had encountered a magnetic space storm and was being swept in this direction. Swept past this point, about a half-light year out of the galaxy, turned and headed back into the galaxy here. I'm not getting it all. The tapes are pretty badly burned. It encountered some unknown force. Repeated urgent requests for information from the ship's computer records for anything concerning ESP in human beings.
Extrasensory perception? Dr. Dana, how are you on ESP?
In tests, I've taken my ESP rated rather high. Some people can sense future happenings, read the backs of playing cards, and so on.
7 crewmen dead. No, make that 6. 1 crewman seemed to have recovered. That's when they became interested in extrasensory perception. I get something about disrupt. Sounded like the captain giving an order to destroy his own ship.
The only fact we have for sure is that the SS Valiant was destroyed.
Other vessels will be heading out here someday. They'll have to know what they'll be facing. Ahead, warp factor 1.
Force field of some kind. Reflectors say there's something there. Sensors say there isn't.
Whatever it is, contact in 12 seconds.
Anything?
Negative!
Alpha, take us out of here. Take damage reports.
Something hit me, like an electrical charge.
Main engines are out, sir. We're on emergency power cells. Casualties 9 dead.
Gary, you all right?
I'm a little weak for some reason, Jim, but I feel all right.
Ship's condition, heading back on impulse power only. Main engines burned out. The ship's space warp ability gone. Earth bases, which were only days away, are now years in the distance. Our overriding question now is, what destroyed the Valiant? They lived through the barrier just as we have. What happened to them after that?
Autopsy report, sir. Each case showed damage to the body's neural circuit. An area of the brain was burned out.
And you? Are you feeling all right?
Yes. Mitchell, too. We're trying to find a reason for that now.
I think we found that answer, Doctor.
You mentioned that tests show that you have a high degree of extrasensory perception. Gary Mitchell has the highest ESPER rating of all.
Before the Valiant was destroyed, its captain was frantically searching for ESP information on his crew.
Espers are simply people with flashes of insight.
Are there not also those who seem to see through solid objects? Cause fires to start spontaneously?
There's nothing about it that could possibly make a person dangerous.
Do we know for sure, Doctor, that there isn't another kind?
Hello, Jim.
Hey, you look worried.
Do you feel any different?
Well, in a way, I feel better than I've ever felt before in my life. I'm trying to tell you I feel fine. When do I go back on duty?
I'm going to ask Dr. Dana to keep you under observation for a while.
Didn't I say you'd better good to me?
He's reading even faster now than just a few moments ago.
Put a 24-hour watch in the sick bay.
I've never had a patient like you, Gary. The healthiest are generally off on some reading.
Now let's talk about you. How do you feel?
Everybody seems worried that I don't have some kind of a fever or something. Change these dials. Now back to normal, I think.
How did you do that?
I'm not sure. Hey, watch this, Doc.
Stop it. Stop it. You were dead for almost 22 seconds. There were no readings at all.
Like going halfway through the ship's library in hardly a day.
Do you remember everything you read that quickly?
Yeah. What's happening to me?
You just fell, nothing happened.
Are you sure? It's okay, Lee. Come on in. So, how go the repairs?
Main engines are gone.
You better check the starboard impulse packs. Those points have about decayed to lead.
How do you know?
The image of what he'd seen was still in his mind.
I don't know how, but he was right. This point is burned out exactly the way he described it.
Our concern is, rather, what he is mutating into. Have you noted evidence of unusual powers?
He can control certain autonomic reflexes. He reads very fast. Retains more than most of us might consider usual.
About an hour ago, the bridge control started going crazy. Levers shifting by themselves. Buttons being pushed.
I could see Mitchell smiling each time it happened.
And you didn't think it worth mentioning?
A mutated superior man could also be a wonderful thing. Forerunner of a new and better kind of human being.
Mitchell's ability is increasing geometrically. That is like having a penny, doubling it every day. In a month, you'll be a millionaire.
Soon, we'll be not only useless to him. We'll never reach an Earth base with him aboard, Jim.
I need a recommendation, Spock, not vague warning.
Recommendation 1. There's a planet a few light days away from here, Delta Vega. We may be able to adapt some of its power packs to our engines.
And if we can't, we'll be trapped in orbit there. We haven't enough power to blast back out.
It is the only possible way to get Mitchell off this ship.
If you mean strand Mitchell there, I won't do it.
Then you have one other choice. Kill Mitchell while you still can. The captain of the Valiant probably felt the same way, and he waited too long to make his decision.
Set course for Delta Vega.
I'm thirsty. Sometimes I feel there's nothing I couldn't do.
Are you reading all our thoughts, Gary?
I can sense mainly worry in you, Jim. Safety of your ship. Probably just what Mr. Spock is thinking now. Kill me.
Stop it, Gary.
I also know we're orbiting Delta Vega, Jim. I mean, I want to leave the ship, not yet. I'm not sure yet just what kind of a world I can use. I keep growing, getting stronger. Like maybe a god could do.
I want him unconscious for a while. Energize.
My friend, James Kirk. Why don't you kill me then? Men cannot survive of a race of true espers is more. In time, you'll understand that.
His eyes went back to normal.
Fighting the force field drained his strength.
I'll just keep getting stronger. You know that, don't you?
The fuel bins, Lee, could they be detonated from here?
I guess I could wire one up right there. Direct to the power bins. From here, you could blow up this whole valley.
If Mitchell gets out, at your discretion, Lee, if sitting here you think you're the last chance, I want you to hit that button.
He's been like that for hours now.
We'll all transport up together.
If he should try to stop us.
Kelso will be on the destruct button until the last minute. I think he knows that.
Now, fission chamber 3 checks out.
You're a talented thief, Kelso. Everything you sent up seems to be fitting in place.
You're leaving with the ship, Doctor.
He is not evil.
I gave you an order, Doctor.
You should have killed me while you could, James.
Kelso is dead, strangled. At At least Spock's alive.
Dr. Dana,
She'd went with Mitchell.
When Mr. Spock recovers, you'll both transport up immediately to the Enterprise.
But Captain...
Where, if you have not received a signal from me within 12 hours, you'll proceed at maximum warp to the nearest Earth base with no protest on this, Mark. That's an order.
Take almost a miracle to survive here.
Well, then I shall make one. You'll enjoy being a god, Elizabeth. Caffarian apples. A visitor. A very foolish man. Can you hear me, James? You cannot see me, I'm not there. You follow the right path, James. You'll come to me soon. And go to him, Elizabeth. Now that you're changing, I want you to see just how unimportant they are.
Yes, it just took a little longer for it to happen to me. What he's doing is right.
And for humanity?
Earth is really unimportant. Before long, we'll be where it would have taken mankind millions of years of learning to reach.
And what will Mitchell learn on getting there? Will he acquire the wisdom?
Please go back while you still can.
Be a psychiatrist for 1 minute longer. What do you see happening to him? What's your prognosis, Doctor?
He's coming.
I'm disappointed in you, Elizabeth. He deserves a decent burial, at least.
Hurry. You haven't much time. I'm sorry. Can't know what it's like to be almost a god.
Enterprise. From Captain Kirk. Captain's log. Add to official losses, Dr. Elizabeth Dana. Be it noted she gave her life in performance of her duty. Commander Gary Mitchell. Same notation.
I felt for him, too.
I believe there's some hope for you after all, Mr. Spock.
영상 제작에 큰 힘이 되는 구독, 좋아요, 댓글 부탁드릴게요.